Welcome to another edition of Reading with Rockfish. Thanks for joining me. I'm so happy to see you. Today is a big day. Today is Easter Sunday. Yeah, what does that mean? Easter Sunday is a very big religious holiday around the world. People all over the world celebrate this if they're of the Christian faith. Now, they usually celebrate by going to church and services, but this year, because of the coronavirus, things have changed. You have to worship at home, say your prayers at home, but and next year we'll all be able to be together again, okay? And many people, hopefully everybody that believes in them, was visited by the Easter Bunny. This is just a little Easter prop, okay? I hope the Easter Bunny came to your house. Today we're going to have the Easter theme. That's why I have this. It's called, Teacher Story Engagement. Here's our little bunny, and we're going to be doing 3 stories today. And I want to give you fair warning. It's like scaffolded, okay? Or layered. The first book we're going to read is called, it's like a beginning reading book, and it's just so you get to hear the letter sounds. And it's called Wilbur's Funny Friends A to Z by Cindy Zecharias. Now, she's got SZ there, so I think it's Zecharias. If it's not, I apologize, Cindy. Okay? Then we have a book called The Bunny Book by Richard Scarry. And then we have a book that's got a little more serious to it about the first Easter Bunny and how the Easter Bunny came to be a part of Easter for a very religious and important holiday. How did the rabbit get involved? And that book explains it here, or gives a theory. So, I saved this book for last because if you don't want to have any religious thing read, a religious book or message, then you'll stop it before that book comes on. But I hope you stay. All right, let's start with the first book. It's Wilbur Bunny's Funny Friends A to Z. This isn't Wilbur, but he's kind of a cool, finger puppet that I have. So let's begin. It's a scholastic book. And it's one of these cardboard books you might remember when you were little, or if you still have them now. They're heavy duty so kids can read from them, and they're just to help you learn how to read and do better. This one has what's called alliteration. The same sound begins in every word. So we're going to go through the alphabet. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, so there's going to be 26 pages. I hope to make it go quickly and have fun. Come on. I'm Wilbur Bunny. Come read with me. I'm gonna. Come on. Come read with Wilbur. Meet all my friends from A to Z. A. Angry Angelo argues with ants. Everybody knows somebody who's a little angry. B. Big Beverly boils broccoli. Do you like broccoli? I do. When I was a kid, I did not. Unless it was drenched in butter. C. Clever Christopher crushes cupcakes. What is wrong with Christopher? Why would he crush cupcakes? D. Dancing Dorothy dunks donuts. Dorothy and I love to dunk donuts. E. Eager Elizabeth eats 8 eclairs. Elizabeth's gonna get sick. F. Funny Frank flips flapjacks. I love me some flapjacks. Flapjacks is another name for pancakes. You're right. G. Gleeful Gloria gulps grape juice. She's gonna not be so gleeful if she drinks all that. H. Happy Harriet hugs Henry. We have a dear family friend named Henry. Haven't seen him in a long time. And I have a nephew named Henry. I hope Harriet doesn't hug them too much. I. Impossible Imogene irons ice cubes. Well, what was she thinking? J. Jolly Jeremy jellies Joseph. Gee whiz. K. Kindly Karen keeps kissing Kevin. Kevin and Karen are kissing. Well, Karen's kissing Kevin. I have a friend named Karen who's going with a man named Kevin. L. Lovely Linda licks lollipops. I like to lick lollipops. M. Magnificent Marco munches macaroni. Well, who wouldn't? Macaroni is delicious. N. Noisy Nina needs noodles. Again, who doesn't? O. Older Ophelia orders oatmeal. Ophelia, you don't hear that name every day. P. Picky Peter prefers popcorn. I'm with Peter. I prefer popcorn over oatmeal any day. Q. Quibbling Quincy quarrels with Quentin. Quarrels is a fun word. It means to argue. R. Rowdy Roger rides a rooster. That's going to be a raging rooster if he doesn't get off. S. Silly Susan sings songs with Sylvia. Sweetly, no doubt. T. Timid Timothy talks to toy turkeys. I have a nephew named Timothy, and he is not so timid, though I wouldn't put it past him to talk to some toy turkeys. U. Unusual Ursula unloads Uncle Ulysses. Ulysses? V. Vexed Victor vacuums Vanessa. Vanessa's going to be pretty mad if she keeps getting vacuumed. W. Winking Wilhelmina waltzes with Walter. I like that name, Wilhelmina. And waltzes with Walter. That is not an easy sentence to read. X. Excited Xavier X's xylophones. A xylophone? I like those. Y. Youthful Yolanda yanks yarn. Zany Zenobia zigzags through zinnias. Z is the last you've met every friend. Go back to Wilbur and start over again. Well, I can't start over again. That would take too much time. But I am happy that I met all of Wilbur's 26 friends. Remember, 26 letters in the alphabet. Wilbur has 26 friends. And that is alliteration. So, if you want to give your parents, if you want to tell your kids, an example of alliteration, it's when the words all start and sound the same. Begin with the same sound, like angry Angelo argues with ants. There, practice that. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Ooh, that's also a tongue twister. Now, keeping with the rabbit theme, we have The Bunny Book by Richard Scarry. Or is it Scarry? I can never remember. This book is a golden book. You know golden books, they're the best. And it's a shape book. It's shaped just like the rabbit. This book is old too. This book is from let me see. I gotta find out. This book is from, it's not that old. 1987. That's not old. I mean, if you're my age, that's not old. But if you're younger, it probably is. Okay, so here's the title page, The Bunny Book. I love bunnies. And it's Easter, so why not? We're going to learn about different bunnies and what they do, okay? The cottontail rabbit has a little white tail. You've seen these around, haven't you? Oh, they look so soft. Bunnies love to eat cabbage in Farmer Brown's garden. Now, I have tulips that the bunnies like to eat. And if Mr. Brown is feeling like I am, they are not welcome in your garden. Some rabbits have giant ears, and some have tiny ones. The snowshoe rabbit changes the color of his coat to white in the winter and to brown in the summer. Wouldn't that be a cool trick? Look at this one. Rabbits can run very fast. They sure can. My dog will tell you that. He can never catch one. Angora rabbits have soft, cuddly fur. This is an Angora rabbit. Lop-eared rabbits have long, floppy ears. How many of you have seen those? Yeah, me too. Here comes a bunch of rabbits. I've owned a couple of these. This one for sure. The Dutch rabbit. The Vienna blue. I love them, but I've never had one. Flemish Giant. Nope. Chinchilla. It looks like a chinchilla, the animal. And Cottontail. I've had three bunnies in my life. I had one that looked like this. His name was Arabella. There are many different kinds of rabbits. Dutch, Vienna Blue, Flemish Giant, Chinchilla, Cottontail. Just like people, there are many different kinds of people. Rabbits have large families. That would be a research project. How many babies can a female rabbit have in 1 year, on average? Or you could research a different type of rabbit and tell your family all about it. Rabbits like to get all dressed up if they are going to be in a storybook. Well, I would get dressed up too if I were going to be in a storybook. At Easter time, there are chocolate rabbits. And they are delicious. How many of you have eaten your chocolate rabbit already today? I haven't, but I will. Turtles like to think they can beat rabbits in a race. You know, because they did that one time. But they can't. Unless it's the tortoise and the hare. So we learned a little bit about bunnies, the different kinds of bunnies and rabbits. Rabbits and bunnies are synonyms. And hares. Now some people get all tricky about hare, bunny, rabbit aren't the same. For me today they are. So if you want to look up different kinds of bunnies, rewind or just Google different types of bunnies and learn something. All right? Now, I told you there's going to be 3. This book is called The First Easter Bunny. I got this for my kids from their grandparents. So my mom and dad. And I always wondered, how would the bunny get involved in Easter? Because Easter is a very religious holiday. It's a very holy day for Christians all over the world. But how did the bunny get involved? So, if you're not into religion and you don't want to have any religious story, stop here. And peace out. It was nice. I'm so happy you joined me. If you do want to listen to a story that has a religious story with telling how the Easter Bunny became involved, come join me. This is The First Easter Bunny by Frick Lewandowski. Frick, he's got 2 R's. Illustrated by Anne Shaper Englert. And I like the dedication in here after the title page. Ta-da! Title page. It's dedicated to the author's parents. It says, "This book is dedicated to my parents, Chet and Anne, who taught me the value of faith and fantasy." You know, faith is the big word to where you believe in something that you can't prove, but you know it to be true. And fantasy is, well, you know, make-believe. So this writer has brought them 2 together and is going to try to explain his theory of how the Easter Bunny got involved in the holy day of Easter. Long ago, in a far-off land, there lived a bunny rabbit who loved to watch people. He loved to watch people help each other walk. He loved to watch people as they made things from wood, like tables and chairs. He loved to watch them bake breads and cakes, and he loved the smells that came from the oven as cookies baked. He loved to watch the children play. They always seemed so happy and free. Kids are happy and free when they can get out of the house. One day, people from the town were lining the streets. The rabbit was excited to see a parade. The people shouted, "Hosanna!" as the man rode by on a donkey. How exciting, thought the rabbit. He must be a king or someone very special. See? A few days later, there was another parade in town. This time, the rabbit drew a little closer. He saw a man carrying a cross. The man had a crown of thorns on his head. This parade sure seemed different from the other ones a few days earlier. The rabbit stayed at a safe distance as he followed along. Just outside the town, the parade went up a hill, not too far from where the rabbit lived. Then the rabbit saw 3 crosses being raised. He wanted to get a closer look. but waited until most of the crowd had left. When it seemed safe, the rabbit moved closer. He saw that the man on the cross was the same man who rode the donkey in the parade a few days earlier. The rabbit was confused, but he remembered how the older rabbit always told the younger rabbits to be aware of people, because people can change their minds quickly. That's some good warning to a rabbit. The rabbit looked up at the man. How sad he looked. How sad too were his mother and friends, who stood beneath the cross and cried. A storm broke out, and the rabbit ran. Lightning always frightened him. From his home, the rabbit saw some people take the man off the cross and place him in a cave. The rabbit knew what that meant. He had seen other people placed in caves. He knew the man was dead. A few days later, the rabbit awoke before dawn. He heard some rumbling and went to investigate. He walked to the cave where the man was buried. He had entered it many times before, but this morning a huge stone covered the entrance. The cave had become a tomb. A tomb is in there where we bury people. The ground shook and the stone rolled back and forth until the entrance to the cave was open again. A bright, beautiful light, brighter and more beautiful than any light the rabbit had ever seen before, filled the cave. The rabbit went to investigate. Just as he got to the opening of the cave, a man started to come out. The rabbit looked closely at the man. It was the same man he had seen in the parade a week earlier. The same man who had hung on a cross a few days earlier and had died. Now he was alive. He was alive. And the rabbit was the first living creature to see him. The rabbit was so excited. He wanted to tell everyone the good news, but he couldn't because rabbits can't talk. He felt so sad and frustrated. The man bent down and gently patted the rabbit on the back of his neck. "My little friend," he said, "because you are the first living creature to welcome me back to life, I want you to bring joy to all the little children who will ever live. This day will be called Easter, and every year on Easter Sunday you will make the little children happy by bringing them sweet treats, jelly beans, colored eggs, cookies, and cakes. And for everyone, whenever Easter comes and big people find joy in hearing the good news that Jesus lives, little children will hear that the first living creature to see the risen Jesus was the Easter Bunny." The end. Huh. Now, remember, we're mixing faith and fantasy. I don't know if it's true that's if the bunny was the first one to see Jesus, but that's what this author says. And it's a good story, and it helps explain how it's possible, because I don't know why the rabbit came. This is as good a reason as any. Again, I hope you liked that story. We read about fun words that have to go for this bunny. We learned about other bunnies, and then we learned about one theory of why we have an Easter bunny. And then we had a little religious message. A little something for everyone, a mixture. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some fun. And I hope you took a little something away from it, that you have a little knowledge about bunnies and Easter and just fun with words. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great Easter, and I hope that we all get to be out and seeing each other in person real soon. Okay? Thank you so much, my friends. Happy Easter. Peace.